Coming up next is the power stairs. And the last time I had to carry this much weight up a flight of stairs was when Joseph Park got drunk with me in the hotel. But to explain this event in more detail, who better than 4-time world's strongest man and fashionista, Magnus from Magnuson. Magnus, take us through this.
Basically, you got these 5 steps, and you got 3 implements: 200 kilos, 210, and 220. Whoever gets them up on top of there, the fastest, will win. If you don't get it all the way, we'll count. We'll measure times on each one, or we'll count the steps you'll get.
Awesome. It's going to be a toughie. The power stairs.
This is a tough one. This is a killer.
So the 2 athletes lining up to compete the first heat of the power stairs at opposite ends of the leaderboard. Mick Brown, in 6th place overall, needs to win this event outright and hope that other positions work out in his favour. Luke Stoltman, qualification virtually assured. And as Mick Brown lost his footing, you see Luke Stoltman deciding to call it a day and conserve his energy. So now turns his attentions to encouraging and supporting Mick Brown. Great camaraderie on the strongman circuit. And Brown needs every second he can get in an effort to secure victory and keep his hopes of qualification alive. Well, his exertions are such that his nose is bleeding once again. The 210 kilogram weight up in position. Hops down those stairs, applies some more chalk to aid the grip. And Luke Stoltman staying with him every step of the way. Mick Brown just 5 foot 8 inches tall. And so it's a real challenge to even get the weight up onto the steps. The taller athletes have an advantage in that regard. Each time it's a huge exertion to get it up. He has to straighten those legs and brace that back backwards. Stoltman continuing to inspire and encourage, but the 220 kilogram weight will not budge above the 2nd step. So it's highly unlikely that Mick Brown will qualify for the finals now, but he gave it absolutely everything.
Mick Brown and Luke Stoltman, straight from the power stairs.
Yeah.
So I noticed you sort of just did one weight and that was that.
Yeah, I kind of knew I had enough points to qualify, so
no point in tiring yourself
use your
out.
old head and save it for the next event. And
Strategy.
Yeah. So
playing the long game,
yeah,
key.
Of course.
Not just brawn, these guys,
No.
brains as well, to some degree. Mick, so you're covered in blood, mate.
Third time. Never mind.
Well,
Pretty so much pressure in.
maybe less bacon, sausages for breakfast. Is it a blood pressure thing?
I don't know. I banged my nose about 4 days coming out. I've had nosebleed every day since, so
Yeah.
just weakened it, that's all.
Look like you really went for it on that one, though.
I had to give it me all, but being so short, them stairs are damn high, like.
Do you think it's enough?
Just wait and see.
So so it's down to the crunch now. You're in the bottom position. Is
I'm
that
in
right?
the bottom position. I really had to win that to stand any chance of getting through, like, but see what other lads have got in them.
And what would it mean to you to get through?
Oh, mate, it's what you've trained for so long. I mean, everything, like, but first time here, I've done okay.
Well, I hope your hopes and dreams don't trickle away from you like the blood trickling out of your nose. Sorry, that was awful. Good luck, lads. Thanks for talking to me.
Cheers.
Take it easy. Cheers.
Well, what a face-off this is going to be. Nicky Whelan eager to beat that whistle, almost false starting, and you can understand why. Joint 4th place overall, nothing between these athletes, tied in 4th place on 8 points apiece, coming into the power stairs, and it's Whelan who has eked out an advantage. Dan Gannon with that lighter body weight, perhaps struggling with this particular event, but the weight has fallen off. The implement of Nicky Whelan, he has to go back, retrieve it, and put it back on, because otherwise, of course, he'll be carrying up a lighter weight. Gannon has made up time, but just struggled to get that 210 kilogram weight over the final step. Whelan with a significant advantage once again, continuing to press home that advantage. A bunny hop technique, up onto the 5th and final step, got into position. Now turns his attentions to encouraging Gannon, because Gannon continuing to fight for every precious second. Mathematically, he is still in this competition, and these seconds are going to count. It's a real effort for Gannon, one of the lighter athletes in the competition. Has he called it a day? Just gathering his thoughts ahead of one final push, a supreme effort to get it up onto that top step. Still not in position. Now the clock stops. 72.94 seconds for Dan Gannon. Is that going to be enough?
Guys, you guys were very close together in the standings there, so there was a lot to play for in that, but in the end, Nicky, you won the event, which means you're probably going through.
Yeah, I think so.
And Dan, I mean, at the end you were going for pride there, but I mean, I think everyone can attest that was a pretty awesome display to get it all the way at the end there.
Thank you.
Tough on cardio.
It is a tough one, yeah. Especially, you know, after 2 full days of competition. Lower back is already pretty exhausted, but the blocks themselves are quite light, but at this stage, they start feeling pretty heavy.
Overall, considering the way that you made it here to the UK's, you know, you must be pretty happy with the way you performed overall, though.
Yeah, I'm reasonably happy. The guys were just better, but particularly in day 2, I already felt like I held my own. I got a bit to go still, but I know I can be a lot better by next year.
Yeah, well, we look forward to seeing that. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, Dan Gannon taking some positives from his performance here at UK Strongest Man, but perhaps resigned to the fact that all Simon Johnston has to do is lift the opening implement of 200 kilograms a couple of steps, and that will be enough for the Welsh champion to book his place in the final of UK Strongest Man. Up onto the second step it goes, just taking a furtive little glance as to what his competitor Ben Kelsey is doing. He knows that he's through to the final as well, so both of these athletes electing to conserve their energy.
How was that last event for you guys?
Really hard, really struggled.
What were you looking for? Power? What is it? Power? Is it endurance? What's the key to that one?
It'd be endurance if we actually did it, but.
So what was your strategy? Is just conserve energy, yeah?
Yeah, well, we were both in the final placings, so the final is a really back heavy comp, so we just wanted to save it, you know, save ourselves a bit.
Benny, excited for the final?
Absolutely, yeah, really looking forward to it now. Glad to get that one out of the way. I was a bit nervous about that. I knew there was a lot of pressure on me, but no, I managed the first step all right, it was okay.
So that's interesting. Let's speak about pressure. You're one of the leaders at the moment. Does it feel like a lot of pressure going to the final?
No, not really. It's my first year here. I'm the small guy. I've only just stepped up into the heavyweight class. I've got nothing to prove. I'd like to do really well, but if I come away, I've made the final, which is a great achievement as far as I'm concerned. So whatever happens now is a bonus for me.
Looking forward to the final. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
So there are the results of the final event in Group B. Nicky Whelan completing the course in 44.66 seconds. Dan Gannon also completing the 5 steps, the only other athlete to do so, but that will not be enough to book his place in the final of UK Strongest Man. He finishes a heartbreaking 5th, 1 point away from qualification behind his compatriot Nicky Whelan. The top 4, Luke Stoltman, Ben Kelsey, Simon Johnston and Nicky Whelan, will contest UK's Strongest Man.
Well, that brings us to the end of the Group B semi-final, which means next up, of course, is the final. Luke Stoltman and Ben Kelsey storming into the lead there, but sensibly conserving energy on that last event.
That's right, we've had our eliminations and we've had our qualifiers, which means we now look forward to the 8 men in the final.
Don't miss out for more UK's Strongest Man.